Hey guys, Genevieve here to talk about our upcoming new moon in Cancer, and that is going to occur on the 17th, so Monday morning about 2:30 in the afternoon here on the East Coast. So we talked about this before, how we're kind of a little bit out of alignment. We had two new moons and kind of threw us off. This new moon in Cancer is coming at the end of Cancer season, just a few days before we move into Leo season. So this new moon is going to be felt by Cancer placements, Leo placements, of course all water sign placements, but there's a little bit of Gemini aspect and air signs involved as well, because the new moon is actually, even though it's in Cancer, close to Leo, it's still kind of in the constellation of Gemini. Again, the precession of the equinoxes. But it is a Cancer new moon. So what do we know about Cancer? What do we know about the crab, right? Well, it is a water sign. It is ruled by the moon. So the fact that the moon is new in the side of Cancer, going into the beginning of Leo season, means there's going to be a lot of kind of feminine and masculine dichotomy energy. Of course, the new moon, the moon, and the sun are both in the sign of Cancer. And this is going to be an interesting new moon because it is pretty much opposite Pollux, which is the star in the sign of Gemini. And so actually Mars is going to be opposite that. And Mars right now is in Virgo. Or no, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it is. So we've got some strange and kind of Saturn opposite Mars energy going on with this new moon in Cancer, which Cancer, again, normally is an emotional water sign. It's very sensitive, represents the mother. It represents just kind of nurturing, caring, sensitivity, feelings. And that is going to be kind of, Mars is going to be kind of triggering some more emotional reactions in people. It can make you a little bit more sensitive to things. It can cause, with the Saturn Mars opposition, just a more conflict than usual, fighting, arrogance, kind of underhanded, dirty, like fighting, and success in that for people who are going down that route in some way. But so there is a tendency to be overzealous, do kind of the rigidity of, and the just action of Mars. With Saturn, just kind of, they're sparring with one another, and sensitive Cancer moon just wants to get out of the way of that, but also needs to learn how to react positively or be defensive. And again, a Cancer, very defensive, knows how to, instead of coming head on like Mars normally would do, to charge into a conflict, will kind of try to avoid it, divert it, go around it. That is what you want to do. You want to stay in the flow of the watery new moon, and just kind of roll with the punches, be able to dodge out of the way of any fiery aggression, anything that is coming at you. Try not to react, try not to get too caught up in all of that. Don't wear your sensitivity on your sleeve at this time. It may be difficult for some water placements and even some fire placements to do. One word of note, a few of the sources I checked did not call this into, part of this energy of this new moon, and I think it's because there aren't any aspects to it. But Lilith is once again in Leo, so Lilith is the dark feminine, the dark mother, if you will. So it's kind of the more, not necessarily evil, not necessarily deceptive, but just more mysterious, more dark, more misunderstood feminine, Lilith. And So that is coming into play, even though there's not really any aspects to Lilith at this time. Again, if you have Leo placements or any fire sign placements, or if, Lilith figures prominently in your chart, that can also call into some of the more sensitive, but also the anger and combativeness that is a potential under this new moon. So what do we do to prepare for that and to guard for that? Well, if you are in the midst of either a career change, a battle of some sort when it comes to career moves, when it comes to financial moves, it could be a lawsuit, it could be the ending of a marital, dispute or divorce, it could be anything like that, property disputes, to really kind of stay inside. And you can be victorious at this time if you learn how to react and act appropriately. Now, Saturn is kind of reining in Mars a little bit with that opposition, because it's telling you, yes, there is aggression. Yes, there is a fight to be won. Yes, there's going to be some underhanded things, but you really need to buckle down under this new moon. Saturn is reining you in, it's disciplining you, and it's like, if that is your drive, if that is your goal to win at all costs, then this is how you do it. Saturn is like controlling that fiery Mars energy, and it's like, that's all well and good, but if you really want to win, you need to get strategic, right? So that's kind of the energy that's going on in this new moon now. So if you don't want any parts of that, if that has nothing to do with your vibe right now, and that's, you're just either a spectator sipping some tea, or you have no pony in the race, then you want to just kind of learn the flow of the Cancer and just go with it, and make like water and just go around the rock or over the rock, because it's certainly not going to go through it. You want to maybe, hibernate and stay inside yourself if you are kind of having conflicting or anger feelings towards things, or if you're trying to achieve something and there seems to be obstacles in your way. This isn't the time necessarily to be combative about it. But if you are going to be, use that sensitivity of the Cancer and the genius really of like staying inside and staying self-protective, and the disciplinarian of the Saturn to like guide your next move, to be strategic and not just, reactive on things. So, of course there's, this is good or bad depending on where you're at in your life and what goal it is you're trying to achieve and what obstacle is in your way. There is also kind of a balance to all of this. If you like to play strategy games, or like chess or cards, or if you are trying to negotiate a contract, finding the balance and the ebb and the flow is how you're going to be successful. So conflicts, competition, all that isn't necessarily a bad thing if it is you have a worthy opponent, number one, and number two, you're trying to achieve something, you're trying to like push through your obstacles. So again, it's a new moon, so we're turning over, we're learning the lessons, and we are kind of reaping what we have put into work from the last moon cycle. We're taking it forward with us. We're letting go of the things that no longer serve us. One of the biggest things under this is self-doubt, is negative self-talk, feeling weak, disappointments from unfulfilled goals or desires. Really, the negative self-talk, you need to turn it off, because that is really your number one obstacle. Always is yourself first, right? Master yourself and then take the lessons outward. So that is also very much a Cancerian theme. It's like, okay, as long as I can control this fear, and I recognize what angers me, what triggers me, what has made me fail in the past, I now have that knowledge. I now have the discipline of Saturn on my side to learn that lesson and to move more strategically going forward. Some resentments might build up, but work that out through exercise, hard work, discipline, patience, determination, all of that. You have support for that under this new moon in Cancer. Again, water, go with the flow. So if people are a little bit more volatile and that's not your scene, just go around it. If that's really what you need to get involved with to move you, to propel you into your next, progression in your own success journey, then get prepared and get involved in it. Pollux, that star in that twin is kind of considered the evil twin of the two, and that is the boxer, that is the fighter, that is the one that really wants to get in there and just not only work hard but work you hard too. Okay, so that is what we're dealing with. So me personally, this time of year is where I need to be inside, and I already am. The heat is keeping me in, honey. I mean, I might be out and about saying hi to the people I love. I'm not really, showing any of my cards up my sleeve right now. I'm keeping everything close to the vest. I'm learning from either people who are better at, their game than I am. I'm trying to let go of past mistakes and things that have failed. I mean, a stepping stone, a lesson learned. But for the most part, I just want to go with the flow at this season. And in this full new moon in the next few days, I want, to sit back and maybe watch the action of other people, and learn from them, learn from their mistakes as well, learn from their successes. And, also, yeah, just, keep cool and chill and get creative and plan my next moves for the rest of the year. So my oil blend that I create for the Cancer new moon is called Flow, again, because, make like a crab, let the tide carry you where it does. If it's taking you in the wrong direction and the current gets too strong for you to fight, go with the flow. You'll end up somewhere new and interesting, and you will have learned something at the end of the day anyway. So this scent is it's cool. It's relaxing. There is some things for creativity, but there is a lot of protective oils in there as well. But it's calming at the end of the day. I feel it's great to diffuse when you're feeling physically hot, overheated. It really cools down the atmosphere. It smells incredible. It has a kind of sexy, sultry scent to it, summery almost scent, but it's not overly floral. It's a very watery, very calming, little earth, but bright earth, like basil, think rosemary, just bright and just kind of cool, but also, gives you a little spark, a little energy to get your hard work done, but not enough to make you too nuts. So this is going to, again, keep you calm during some of those more volatile moments that even if you want to get involved in them, you still need to keep a cool, even, level head, right? So till next time, blessed be, namaste. Always keep it moving, always go with the flow. Until next time, guys. See you then. Bye.